This is an adult channel. I'm sure that you've probably heard this by now, but Tomy has made another crowdfunding offering. And the first time was this awesome 1/350 scale, the original series Enterprise. And the second offering was a 1/10 scale Back to the Future DeLorean, which I did support, and it's coming out this fall, and I'll be reviewing it. But their newest crowdfunding offering is a 1/350 scale Star Trek refit, as seen in the motion picture Star Trek the motion picture. And I'm going to support it also. Now, there's a few things to remember. First is that the price is around $700 and probably about $50 shipping. But it's worth it, because if you were to, well, first of all, it's going to have accurate lights, except for maybe some of the lights that shine on the pennants. It's going to be in the base, which honestly, that's the way they did it in the motion picture. All the spotlights that you see shining on the registry, that was done by reflecting light off of dental mirrors off camera. It didn't actually possess all the lights on board. So, but it's going to have the iridescent paint job, and honestly, that's probably the thing that attracts me the most, because I can paint, but I'm not that good, and I take a long time, and I don't know if I could even do the iridescent paint without lots and lots of practice. So that's really the number one draw to me. They had to tone down the iridescent paint job, which is like a prismatic effect on the hull. They had to tone that down for The Wrath of Khan and The Search of Spock. The refit was seen in those three movies, but they had a lot of trouble filming it because of the paint. It had this reflectivity issues to it. So they toned it down for Wrath of Khan, and then they, it was the same model in The Search for Spock. And then after that came the Enterprise A, which was actually another ship that the Star Trek experts that know more about it than I do can tell you which one it was. I know, but I can't remember right now. So it's definitely worth it. If you were to buy the model kit from Polar Lights, which is going to be, they're re-releasing that this year, this fall, I think. They're going to re-release that, which I have two of them. Still got them, because I was going to build that, and I was going to kit bash a Reliant. I don't have to now, because the model kit, and then you buy all the lighting, and you buy all other supplies. You buy the well, when I say the supplies, I mean like the sandpaper, the glue, all that stuff. Then you buy any accurizing kits, because this is going to have a detailed hangar bay, landing bay, whatever you want to call it, and it was quite large. In the motion picture, I watched it recently. It's quite large. So with all of that, and you have to count your time, or you have to count paying somebody else to do it. So it's definitely worth it. You come out ahead to buy the Tomy Enterprise. It's not going to be perfect. None of them are perfect. I've been to Wonderfest many times. Wonderfest always has a 1/350 scale refit, and they're beautiful. Lots of time, lots of money went into that. And another thing is, the problem they had with this one On one side, you had visible screw caps. And this one is going to have screw caps again on the refit, but they're going to hide it between the panel lines because, the refit had paneling on it, panel lines, Aztec details, and they can hide that between one of those panels. That's smart, and you may be able to see a bit of a gap on the square. You may be able to know that there's a screw behind that screw cap, but it won't be as obvious as on this. And like I said, this thing's still awesome. I've still got my batteries I put in there last fall, but I don't turn it on very often. I'm too busy, unfortunately, to sit and admire it for very long. But I just wanted to remind everybody, or bring it to you, in case you hadn't heard, which I'm be surprised if you haven't heard. The first time, yeah, I tried to spread the word because I thought it was a fantastic idea. And they had to actually lower their goal to meet production. They had to lower their crowdfunding cap. But this time, it was funded in like 4 or 5 days. That's because more people know about it after this one and the DeLorean, and also the refit is probably more popular. It's probably one of the most popular ones. Now, there is a Facebook group called Tomy Plus, and you can go be a member there. And I'm a member, and I had to snooze it after a while because you have a lot of guys asking all these questions. I know they're excited, but they ask the same questions over and over again without going to the top. There's a search bar at the top of every Facebook page, and you can search within that page of anybody that's asked that question already. And then there's a lot of people complaining. They're complaining that on the nacelles there is you can see the hot spots in the LEDs, just like you can here. Well, it's a prototype, and they said, yeah, we're going to diffuse it. But then again, on camera, hot spots show up worse than in person. So, they'll fix it. And even if you can see a little bit of a hot spot, there's going to be people working on that thing. So, I would never attempt to crack this thing open, but I have plenty of Eagle Moss models, and you can do it. But somebody might come up with a mod where you can do something on the outside if you can still see a hot spot. They say that they're going to fix that, though. They're going to diffuse it where you can't see the hot spot. And I think probably the answer to that, Chris, or anybody that's might be watching this video, the answer to that is to put the LEDs up in the nacelle and shining down and just have a glow. I think that would be best, because if you have them down at the bottom and shining up, most people are going to be looking down at the model and they'll see the hot spots. But if you have them up in the nacelle, several of them, and just shining down, it'll give it a easier glow to diffuse easier. But hopefully they'll fix it in their way, I'm sure. So, a lot of people are asking what's next. Well, I don't know. I mean, they have an idea, and they said that after this one and the DeLorean, they want to do another one, and they did. So I'm hoping that, in my opinion, what I would like to have is a 1/350 scale Reliant, because they made a model kit of this. They've made a model kit of the refit. They've made a model kit of the Katinga and the D7. And they made I think there's a 1/350 scale of the Grissom. But the one model kit that Polar Lights has not made yet is the Reliant. I think that would sell even better, because the Reliant's popular. I guess it's not popular enough to make a kit of it, is it? But since there is no model kit of the Reliant, I would like to see Tomy do the 1/350 scale Reliant. And licensing is weird. They may only have the license to do 1/350 scale, because I know, like in action figures, this company has the license to do 112. This company has the license to do 110. This company has the license to do 5-inch. What's that? 114 and 118. You know, like Hyatt Toys, they make 118 and 112 now. So they may only have the license to do 1-350. I don't know. So if they do 1-350, I think they should do the Reliant or the Katinga or the D7. I mean, there's model kits of that. But I'm getting older. You know, I probably only got about 15 years left. But, you know, if I try to take better care of myself, I might have longer. But I have so much that I want to do, I don't know if I have enough time left. And I'm hoping that, you know, this stuff saves me time because I've got other stuff going on that I've got to do. So, you know what I'm saying? That's why I bought so much Eagle Moss stuff, because I can print and I can paint, but that's time consuming. Somebody's already made it, and if the paint apps are good and they have lights, yeah, I'm gonna do that just for the time saver, because I love it. And but anyway, if you're curious what they're going to do next, they won't say, and they're not going to say till next year probably. So the crowdfunding goal is already met and it exceeded it. So they're doing great this year, and I have yet to support it because it was so much support at the beginning. It crashed their site, but I'm going to support it here. You got 15 or 30 days left. This is about the 15th of August at the time I'm filming this, so, or videoing it. There's no film involved. You've got till September the 15th, 2024 to support the 1/350 scale Star Trek the motion picture refit. Well, that reminds me, they also made a model, and I have it, of the 1/350 NX-01. So I think they should do what's not been done before, and that's the Reliant. Tell me what you would like for Tomy Plus to see next year. What you would like to see Tomy Plus do next year. And it might be something I haven't thought of and that I might like more. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next video.